Hello, hello, hello. Here we are again, I believe. I think we're still. Unfortunately, Putin's still alive. My 20 quid that I offered wasn't enough. I think I can rectify it. I've got another £1, 3p to add to the bounty. That's £21, 3p. My bounty that I offer for Vladimir Putin. I think that's a very reasonable amount. If I find any more loose change on the street, I will be adding to my bounty again. The first person that neutralises Vladimir Putin will get the £21, 3p. I think that's a fair price. But yeah, Belarus troops apparently have gone into Ukraine as well, according to intelligence. But again, just got to take the word for it at the moment. But it's been more bombing runs. Kharkiv has been under attack. Meanwhile, Vladimir Putin has moved his family to an underground city in Siberia, which has been designed to survive a nuclear war. It's looking good out there, isn't it? So yeah, this is, like I said, this is a rocket attack in Kharkiv. Let me just pull it up. See, once it's there, then it's gone, and that's like bombing the local town hall. So yeah. Meanwhile, the UK, there's a lads' army. Here we go. Here's some fellas. One of them, Jim Boss, and a 6-year-old ex-Territorial Army Reserve signing up alongside battle-hardened ex-SAS soldiers. Because again, it's made everyone annoyed, but then there's again, you read the reports that Putin believed that the Ukraine people were going to welcome his troops with flowers, and that he was truly going to liberate them. And then you read other reports that he is quite unhinged, and that a nuclear war, it's a possibility, because once you threaten it, you have to it's like playing poker. Sometimes when you get a hand, you got I don't know, a pair of twos, and sometimes you're just all in, and you've got to go to the end of the line, and it could be that kind of. We could be heading that way. I hope not. I hope that he's just a little bit deluded, and it will snap out of it, or his generals will snap him out of it. I don't know though. It's a tricky old business. Meanwhile, it's good to see that the sanctions, the economic sanctions, have had the right effect. For indeed, yes, Competitor Market has pulled meerkat ads from the TV news. Don't worry, folks. Fictional Russian billionaire Alexander Orlov has nothing to do with the current situation. Again, for those of you who are in the UK, he's a meerkat who talks. There is Alexander, and that's Sergei, and we're going to invade Ukraine. The Simples. They're not running that campaign now. They've decided. You just see it's just. Meanwhile, they reckon the losses have got even higher, nearly touching 6,000 troops, 200 tanks, and 850 armoured vehicles have been destroyed by the Ukraine army. Let's hope that is true, and let's hope they carry on with that. Again, a lot of those weapons have been supplied. Again, I was actually watching the EU this morning talking, and I'm really impressed how, like I said, they followed the UK's lead, and they've become almost a dynamic force for good. If only you'd have been like that, I know, 10 years ago. If only the EU had been a little bit more proactive and not as invisible and as faceless. Now we're seeing, what it is, what the EU's the possibilities. And I think it could see a renewed interest. You never know, even with us, it might, if we see them acting in such a positive fashion, all the Remainers who've been weeping may actually see how the EU went wrong at the referendum back in 2016, and who knows? Give it another 10 years, we might rejoin. I would be abstaining because no more voting for me. Politics is showbiz for ugly people, isn't it? Meanwhile, New York Times, they got criticism for today's Wordle, which they claim the word wasn't even in English. Now, I'm going to have to warn you because there will be spoilers here. There will be spoilers. Let's see if I can. Oops, I've gone and clicked something now. I've got to pull up the right bit, and I've gone and clicked the wrong one. Wait a minute. Let me get that. This one. I've got too many windows open. Yeah, Wordle is a word game. You have to guess the word in, I think it's 6 steps. And I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of it. And I play it every day. If you follow me on Twitter, you see. And everyone was complaining it's too hard. And it's not even an English word. Well, look, I got it. Look, see, I got it. I got it in 3 moves, right? 3 moves. And I don't cheat. Sometimes I sit there for hours, but it was relatively easy for me to get. I got it in 3 moves this time. 3 moves. And the word was spoilers. Click away if you're a Wordle fan. Spoilers, because people are stupid. The word was rupee. And I had, I think I had R and the E at the end. And there was a U. I had a U in the middle. And I was thinking, and I worked it out. But the stupid people say it's not an English word. Well, it is. It is an English word. Rupee. English word. Ping. So really, they really ought to work a bit harder. But, expand your word power. Be good at words like what I am. I'm brilliant at the words. Very good with the English and everything. Oh boy, that's not good, is it? None of it's any good. Meanwhile, this is the story of Andrew Gillen, 59, North Lanarkshire. He'd entered the postcode lottery. Oh, everything's a postcode lottery. But unfortunately, he was undergoing an operation at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital on January 7th. He had an issue with his neck, and he was having some surgery to deal with that problem. But he didn't survive. Yeah. This is all due to an accident. He'd been at a New Year's Eve party and fell down the stairs. I think he may have, been a bit merry and hurt his neck, and he didn't survive the surgery. But he won a share of a £7.9 million lottery jackpot. Here he is. He didn't know he'd won at this point, but his family see it as a gift from beyond the grave. So is there an upside to it? I don't know, but life is a lottery, isn't it? Really, if you think about it, you could, I don't know, sneeze, have an aneurysm, and die. You could be putting on your trousers in the morning and put 2 legs, your feet in one leg, and fall over and crack your head on the dresser, couldn't you? Fall down the stairs. Many ways in which you could die without winning the lottery. So. Yeah. I'm just seeing this picture with Steven Seagal with Vladimir Putin. So it just distracted me. I think I've got to show it just to because sometimes the world's a bit weird, and you just go, here you go. Here's a picture of Steven Seagal with Vladimir Putin. Apparently, Stephen says he can see both sides of the issue. Of course, he can. He's obviously being paid. Meanwhile, another actor, Sean Penn, he's actually walked miles to the Polish border, because he's actually there filming a war documentary. Because he's a filmmaker. Did a great film called Into the Wild, a big fan of. But yeah, so he's where Steven Seagal was cozying up to Putin. Sean Penn's walking the length of Ukraine. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a. Is there any? There's not. It's all war, I'm afraid. It's all war. Oh, this is a good one. There's this student, Jack Sweeney. He's a college freshman from the University of Central Florida, and he got in a little bit of trouble earlier because using his skills, he was tracking Elon Musk's private jet, and you could follow it on Twitter. Well, he's come up with an even better one now. He's used his coding skills to create a new Twitter feed. It's called "Are You Oligarch Jets?" And here's Jack Sweeney looking particularly proud of himself, and he has every reason to be proud, because if you go on the site, you can see this. You can see this is Roman Abramovich's jet took off near Moscow. It's just. So if you've got a favourite oligarch, a Russian oligarch, you can now track them on Twitter. Isn't the world a wonderful place? It's a wonderful world we live in. Meanwhile, shit got real. Prince Charles has come out and condemned Putin, so you better watch out. Putin better not go driving down any Paris subways, Yeah, could be. Don't worry, he's opening city of Southend-on-Sea, so he's because David Amis was murdered, and so they finally made Southend a city. Which is a good thing. And should we end on a good one? Should we end on a real funny? This is from the I Saw You Coming, or They Saw You Coming even. This is this is so dumb. It's hard to say it. This is a shop called Fine Liquids in London, and it's run by Milind Patel, who's 40. And it's called Fine Liquids, and you can spend up to £830 a bottle on his many fine liquids. £130. And what are his fine liquids? They're water. Yeah. He sells water, and here's one of the fancy bottles of water that you can buy. It's got a very fancy bottle. Look at that. Look at that. I'm in the wrong business here. And here's another one. Here's another fancy bottle of water that you can spend all your money on. It's called Apsu. I think I'm just gonna bottle some tap juice and call it Lock juice, juice of Lock, Le de Lock. Yeah, give it a fancy French name. And that has been coffee time. Is it worth me checking out if there's anyone in? Let's have a look. Is there anyone in the chat room? Don't forget, folks, those of you that are interested, we are live tonight from 11 p.m. ish. Wadsley's in. How's it going? It's going. Tom Garb said, I got it in 5. I didn't see anything wrong with it. He's talking about Wordle. Exactly. What was wrong with it? I was lucky. I just came to me because, again, I have to empty my universe-sized brain and get into the zone. I have to meditate, and usually I've got a really long run streak at the moment, so I try not to mess it up. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you'd have enjoyed it. If you haven't, there's not a lot I can do about it. Maybe go for a walk or something, or volunteer to fight against Putin. And don't forget, there's £21 3p for the first person that can take Putin out. If I find any more loose change on the street, I will be adding to that fund. Okay? You're welcome. And with that, don't forget to drink it up, everyone. Ta-ta.